This is a psychological horror game. So definitely be aware of that. We started this game on Monday, so it's been a few days. Um and it's really interesting so far. So I will definitely say go back and watch the other part if you missed it. I can give some context for stuff. We're trying to save a princess, slay a princess. We're kind of stuck in a time loop of sorts. So we're kind of stuck in a
You're on a path
loop
in
of
the
some
woods,
sort.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So if I remember correctly, we had to stop because unfortunately I started feeling nauseous at the last stream. I was like, great, thanks, buddy. We finished like part 1 of our second loop. So we're in like the second chapter. We got the tower the first time. This time we got the Damsel is our second chapter. So we're gonna see where this goes.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Dun dun dun. Getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Awesome. Thank you for linking that, Annalise. So if anyone wants to check out content warnings, the devs have said, like, if you don't have to check them for spoiler purposes, to not look at them unless if you really need to, but definitely make sure you're, for your own safety's sake, whatnot, look at them if you need to. I will say I have not. We're in for the full ride.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Okay. So we do have the voice of the hero. Our first run through, our first loop, we had voice of the hero. We ended up with voice of the stubborn and voice, I don't remember what it was called, but the sad, depressed one. I don't remember the broken. That's what that one was.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
Oh.
If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Okay, so this time we have the voice of the smitten because we did not bring the dagger and we released her.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
The four of us?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
I appreciate that all the voices are still voiced by the same person, so it's still like you're talking to yourself.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
She'll try to deceive you, don't
She will
believe
lie,
her.
She will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Alright.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I'm kind of torn whether I want to bring the dagger or not in this one. We didn't in the first one, and I feel like I should just go ahead and commit to not bringing the dagger for this whole loop. But I'm kind of interested, if it changes if I, sometimes bring it and sometimes don't.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
Yeah.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
It does change? Okay. Because my thought was I wanted to not bring it the first time, but bring it the second time. and then, like, not the third time, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to do, like, an every other one. That is also true. Okay, Jessica, another actual question for you. Jessica's, like, finished the game, I think. I need to go watch the VOD back. I guess, obviously, like, we can just play as many as we want. We can restart the game, whatnot. But do we know, is there, like, a set number of times you loop through? Because I think maybe we could do, like, a no dagger run and then do a mixed, maybe?
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Because I'm also just interested to see how the different voices respond to each other. You forgot? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. Second, you'll count? Okay.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Okay, proceed to the cabin. What's it look like this time? And is there a mirror? There is.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And the mirror's definitely
the blade
there.
Is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You're just gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
I don't think it's gonna work, but we're gonna try.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
5 loops? Okay. Okay, so we can go around a bunch of times then. Okay. So I think let's do no dagger first then.
But now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Okay. Because our first time around it was like boom, whatever.
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
There are many, many ways. I did not find all the ways. Here to see the chaos. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested with the fact that there's 97 achievements. I figured there's gotta be a lot of different pathways.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Oh, what's the fun in that?
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's so pretty.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Okay. I am interested to see how this turns out, because it's like, seeing the fact that we have the claw, I feel like this is some kind of play on like dragon guarding a princess something thing. But obviously, don't tell me if you've played all through it. We're gonna see.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Okay.
Your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you. My dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero.
Now they're both happy.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Apparently.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That we have. Curious if there's a set win condition and you just keep looping until you reach it, or the second run plays out differently with the... Yeah, I don't know. If it plays out differently if you do the same choices.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Yeah, because the narrator, took over.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Okay.
We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else, and you can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
It is a thought. It is interesting that we, tried to save her the first time and then she came back even cuter, though. She's so cute.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Alright.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Ooh, okay. I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
She sounds way too happy about having her arm cut off.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
I mean, we could try.
Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Slightly.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
I'm still suspicious.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
We didn't bring the knife, though. I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Yeah.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Uh-huh.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Okay. I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Brando, you're still green. Hi. You're ready to be stepped on by a princess? This time our princess got cuter instead of big and mean and scary yet. So, yes, needles have happened, the loss of limbs has happened, repeated stabbing has happened. We've had skin for clothing, so we've had an adventure so far. Brando, you're still green and it's throwing me off.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Saying that she's like, yeah, could have. Honestly, the world sucks. People are we'll go. No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
Still suspicious.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
If you say so. Yeah, I'll cut your arm off as gently as I can. Exactly, Looney.
I'm not so sure.
You killed me last time. It hurt a lot. Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
Okay. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Oh. It's very interesting that because we didn't bring the dagger, and because in the first chapter of this loop, we didn't try to slay her, it doesn't even give us the option.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess,
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon.
Yeah.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Oh. Yeah, because last time, the dagger just, fell into the room?
You wouldn't.
Oh.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
He's so cute.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Okay.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and
Aww.
smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
Yeah.
What do we do now?
He's so cute. Oh my gosh, Annalee's orange now. You traded places. Some options are taken away based on who you're kind of. Okay. What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
Music's changing.
She can't just want to make us happy.
She's getting the like ridiculous, her eyes she's getting bigger. Like the we're trying to be really cute and really nice and whatever. And the music had an ominous tone there. You hear that?
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
You have to want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Gosh, she's just getting more and more like anime eyes.
Is she broken? What's going on?
Her hands are all rounded?
What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
She's an anime girl now. Do you... I want you to make me unhappy.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy, I can make you unhappy.
She's just becoming more and more anime girl, and the dress keeps changing.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Oh my gosh, the music. You want to end the world?
Are you seriously asking her that?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been over this one. No, I do not want to end the world.
Okay. You want to leave? Then let's leave.
That sounds perfect.
Oh my gosh, and all of a sudden she's like back to the other outfit. In case anyone does not know or can't tell by the look of it, all of this is hand-drawn, which is amazingly cool.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal. Normal? What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this. Absolutely flawless.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
He's so pretty. Hoping you break her. Yeah, it was interesting to see. I could be down to do like another one of this if we get this chapter again. And pushing it farther. But I want to see if we actually try to leave what happens.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
You cannot take the same? Okay. Well, then I'll just have to play the game again.
I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
I was interested to see if there's, you know, a possibility of one of the endings of that we're not being murdered in the basement.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Okay, maybe we're gonna die in the basement again.
That's a familiar move.
Uh-huh.
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no, did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Well, sure, why not?
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
But that's kind of fun, though.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Do you think you can open it?
Well, I don't know. Do you think I can?
Of course she can. You believe in her, right? Nobody is leaving this basement.
I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable.
Is
You
this
and the
supposed to be a love
princess
story?
Make your way upstairs and the blade. That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
Oh, I didn't think about the blade sitting up here. Take the blade and slay the princess? You're not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Yes, the power of true love. Did say it's a love story.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
Aww. He's so pretty. Hold on, what is the button? Isn't there a button to, like, hide the text? I don't remember which button it is. H? There it goes. I want to take a screenshot of her.
A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Uh-oh. Scary music in the background's disappearing.
Where did everything go?
The world's ending, isn't it?
Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold.
Uh-oh.
Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Uh-oh.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Wait, we have feathers? We're not even getting a third chapter in this loop. We're not getting a third one. This is how the end of the third chapter thing was the first time around. We're not even getting to a third. Gotta hand it to ya. Hi, Cap.
She's gone.
Oh, I didn't read the thing. Whoops, I
Where
forgot
did
I
she
need
go?
to read that.
Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Great question. Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's... going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
So we've seen that we have claws, and supposedly, apparently, we can preen, we have feathers. It's not the end for you, but it's the end for you, but not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Okay, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Okay. So she does look like the princess we ended with versus the one we had last time.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Okay. And this is all done. Do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
Okay.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
Fair.
But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Are you the same as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Okay. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Okay. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Okay. You have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
Okay.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
All the hands. What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
Okay.
It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Must be handy having so many hands. Sure. I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me.
Okay.
The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
Okay.
The task of finding my vessels is your burden to carry.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Okay. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Okay, I guess fair. I don't want to say this one. So, attack the entity, destroy your body. I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
I forgot that was gonna happen! I forgot the mirror was gonna break. I forgot that. Sorry. Ah! Did anybody else forget about that? I totally forgot that that was gonna happen. Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
I forgot that the
and at the
mirror's
end of
gonna
that
break.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, I'm more awake. So, do we have a plan this time? Do we want to like do an every other dagger or something like that? Maybe? No plan? Adelaide, are you just gonna keep changing colors?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Got to see your lewd message? What? You would like all those hands on you? Okay, fair, I guess. No, I totally accidentally missed it. That was totally not on purpose. That was totally not on purpose. Whatever gets us stepped on, okay. I'm just seeing, is there any that we haven't done? Just gonna go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Alright. See to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I don't think I want to take the blade. Nothing will stop her from slaying. Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't think I want to bring the blade. I think we maybe bring it the next time. Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how, as we're progressing through this, how it doesn't let us repeat stuff, which is actually kind of a cool game mechanic to make you go to different pathways.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Hello.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Okay, that's what I think the hero said the first time around.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Yeah, it's interesting how the chain changes too, because like this is like big chunky where it wasn't before.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Now I gotta remember, what did I click on before? Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding.
Don't worry, the path you've taken will be locked. Okay.
She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer?
Oh,
Because
that's
with the
different.
dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
That's different. Yeah, that's a different response.
It's not like you'd believe me.
Yeah, that's different than what she said to that the first time. Now I feel like I should be clicking on the narrator explore options that I didn't at the beginning. The first time I told her I was gonna slay her, I don't know. I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Oh?
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
I guess that logically makes sense.
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Oh, retrieved the blade. Interesting. Oh, I don't know what I want to do. Okay. What's your name?
Oh,
Yeah, the last little hand person says they don't want like repeats and stuff. So essentially, it's the game won't let you do the same path again. I'm not exactly sure how that works yet. Because we're still seeing some of the same stuff, but she's giving us a few different responses. I think the order we're asking her is getting different things.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
I think with the same save file, because what we're doing essentially is we're delivering different vessels to the thing covered in hands at the end. So they want different vessels. So I'm assuming it's a per save file.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named
Princess. Are we the vessel? No, she's the vessel. So like the first time the thing covered in hands looked like the final princess that like her clothes were skin and you could see her heart. And the last time the vessel, like the hand thing, looked like the really cute version of her. So we're delivering different versions of the princess to it. Whatever this thing is. Not sure why, but that's what we're doing. I'm the first person you've seen in a while. What have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Okay.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Yeah. Guess we don't know for sure if we are the vessel or if she is, but the hands thing seems to be accepting the princess that we gave them as the vessel, at least what it sounded like. So, do we want to go get the blade or do we want to try to free her? Because we have a keep her locked away option, we have a retrieve the blade option. I think I want to try to retrieve the blade. I'm interested to see if we can even do that, because the door keeps locking, which if we're getting the blade, then maybe. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Yeah, because I'm interested to see if it locks us in here.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me?
There's the voice change.
You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead. Run along and get whatever you're planning to get.
Oh.
But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
It's almost more terrifying that she's not loud.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
No, I don't think she's bluffing.
She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
Uh-oh.
Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
Also, if you haven't noticed, I love this little detail of our mouse, our hand, our cursor. If we're holding the blade, actually has a little blade in it, and if we don't, it's just a claw.
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
She's not going to be in the chains, is she?
Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Interesting.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over?
Oh, you coward!
I just wanted to know what the narrator was going to say to that. We decided to walk back upstairs to try to get the knife. We said we couldn't trust her. We left and we went upstairs to get the knife and then came back and there's only her hand.
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Ooh, I don't think she'll bleed out though. Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
Where is she?
Ooh. Close the door behind you.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
I want to investigate the arm, but I also don't want to investigate the arm. Oh, wait.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
Okay, fair point.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion starts to set in.
Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
You wait for as long as you can, pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant. But you can't outwait someone who's been waiting for as long as she remembers. You barely even realize that you've started to drift off.
Uh-oh.
Pain tears you from your sleep. The princess is upon you, ripping into your flesh, unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries and digging into organs.
Oh, okay. Basically, if someone said she will end the world, then you can kill her just because the risk is too great? I guess? She can eat you anytime, junk! Okay.
There's nothing to be done. You're already half gone.
Oh, she did. Okay, she actually did that before, that she like chewed her arm off to get out. So I'm assuming that's how she got out.
It can't just end like this, right?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yeah, I would allow a woman to eat me. Your lesbian brain sees no problem with that. Fair, Jessica. Chapter 2, The Beast. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright. Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, Then something else must have trapped us here.
Now we have the voice of the hunted. I feel like we should be making a list of all the different voices we get.
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
The life of a mere princess, but what of the life of a mere cat? Of a mere cat? That what we're going with. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
You never got that voice? Okay.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
We're on I don't know how many versions of you.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I mean, they're not wrong.
We did our best with the information we were given.
Also fair.
And yet you still died, didn't you? So, great, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Okay.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Okay. I'm saying, like, the narrator ones are still pretty much the same. They aren't changing, because the narrator thinks it's the first time.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Why not both?
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Probably nothing good.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I guess we won't know.
All the more reason to keep our wits about us, should we even return to the cabin. We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead. You have to go to the cabin. If you don't slay the princess, she's going to end the world, which you're always going to be a part of, even if you're cowering in a hole. There's no escaping your responsibility here.
Okay, that's slightly different.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
That's different. Okay, so that's because we've already tried to walk away before. The first time through, we tried to walk away. So I think that's saying no, we can't.
Just be quick about it.
Okay. This chapter 2 is called The Beast. I like the hole. It's safe in the hole. Yeah. To quote from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she able to rip me apart with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, because she kind of literally, like, ripped us apart. That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
If you say so. See to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will
She'll lie, she will cheat, she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, we know.
Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
Okay.
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
Sure about that?
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
That is a very valid point from the hunted. Like, she quite clearly last time showed us that she's willing to chew her own arm off to get out of there. Like, she could leave whenever she wanted to. Yeah, unreliable narrator, unreliable princess, murder, hobo, both of them. Sure, why not?
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Okay. What's the cabin look like this time?
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I think I want to take the blade this time.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
There's still a
What
mirror.
are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I figured I'd try. Also, I'm just curious to see if there's any, like, appearance changes on our hand.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone.
Mm-hmm. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. I wonder why. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Oh, we definitely have.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Okay. Enter the basement. What kind of princess do we get this time?
The door to the basement creaks open,
Oh.
revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
Oh.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit
That a
pit.
tail?
The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
I mean, it did call this chapter The Beast.
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
Are we sure about that?
She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves,
Oh, there she
staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
That girl.
Looney, thank you for the bits. I guess we were right to be terrified. Thank you, Looney. I appreciate you. What the butts?
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
Okay.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright.
Okay. Okay, for any future watchers of things, I'm gonna eat a Zot. So, if it looks like I'm eating candy, yes, I'm eating candy.
The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Where?
Anywhere.
You're about to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, the princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
Goldie, thank you for the bit. Does that mean this is a bit? Okay.
I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no, this isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
No, I will not Google that, Brando. Definitely not. I think she ate us? This side of Twitch, how did I get here? Great question. Goldie, thank you for the bits. This is fine. Again, if you want to check content warnings, they're pinned if you need to do that.
You spoke when you needed to act.
I think she ate us.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her.
Yeah, I think she ate us.
Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here?
I guess we're gonna find out.
Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something.
What are we gonna do? Scratch her insides?
You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive.
Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that.
That is a bad thing to do.
Screw you, slay yourself. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you talk to the cabin?
I understand it, and it understands me. Talking is for those who don't know how to listen.
You could have asked me before swallowing me alive.
I acted on my will, fledgling, and you acted on yours. The strong triumph, and the weak submit or perish.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw
It took too
muscle.
long.
You hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
I don't think we can talk our way out of this.
We are drowning in death. There's no more space for words.
It's interesting that it doesn't call it a dagger. It's calling it a steel claw. We're gonna do this.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of
We
tissue
probably could have done
digesting
more if
you.
I did it first.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Oh.
Pulling his hands to bang as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
Let's try. I should have started doing this sooner.
You slice again,
Ooh.
deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart. But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins
Yeah,
to
I should have
blur,
started sooner.
your eyes clouding over as they melt in their
But I wanted to
sockets.
talk.
What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment.
Ugh.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay. Chapter 3, The Wild. Okay, so this time we get to chapter 3.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Well, this is different. It's fine.
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all
Oh,
wrong.
there's the narrator.
You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
This is our 7th? I think this was our 7th. Because we did 3 the first time. We did 2 the second loop, and then the 1... Wait. No, we've done chapter 1 and chapter 2, so this is our 8th time? In this run specifically, this is our 3rd. Those don't count? Okay. Well, for this is chapter 3, so technically at least is... When you restart a loop, it resets. Okay, so this would be 3 then. Yes, the answer is yes.
I think this is our 3rd? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
So instead of getting a different voice, we got the princess.
That's just because
Oh, no, we did.
she devoured us and we dissolved away. We don't even exist as a body anymore.
Okay, so we've gotten the voice of the broken before, but we got it after like the first chapter the first time around. Okay, so we still did get another different voice. So we have broken, haunted, hero, and the princess currently, and the narrator. We've got lots of voices in our head. It's fine.
We're still here, though. And if we're safe, isn't that better? She ate you,
Yeah.
and now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
I don't know how I feel about that.
I guess that's it then. This is us now. We're the woods. Okay.
Okay. This thing watching us. What is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, but you're still watching us.
That's not an answer to our question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
Yeah.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests.
That's what you've
You won't be
said.
able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
Gonna say, based on your words alone.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
The trees are like fading.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me, and you're supposed to be something that isn't me.
How could you say that? Look at us. We're almost everything. And we can be even more than this. Don't you feel our potential?
No, you're spot on.
Yeah.
You exist, and not as some part of a gestalt entity mushed together with bits of you and the princess. You're an individual.
Are we sure about that?
You exist as your own self, complete with your own physical body separate from hers. I'm not so sure about that.
Not sure about that.
We were something like that once, but now? And if thinking about that isn't enough to startle you back to reality, consider this. The princess ate you last time. Stop passively vibing with a literal predator and remember that you're enemies. Remember what she's done to you and how much it hurt.
Okay.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Wiki!
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Okay.
I can feel a thumping, a heartbeat. Like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
Okay. Bury it now before it's too late.
No, you can't bury that feeling. You can't hide from your past.
The past doesn't have to exist. Our freedom is within us. We just have to find it.
There's like almost words in the background sounds now. But the past does exist. I remember it.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten.
I'd forgotten how much it burned.
Oh.
The air was so hard to breathe.
She didn't care. She didn't care at all.
It's fine.
As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Okay.
Like this. It's better for us to be the woods. I don't want to go back.
I was gonna say, I don't mind being in the woods. It's kind of cool.
No! I devoured you! I won! I put things back the way they were supposed to be!
Okay.
Some division, when sown, can never truly be made. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
Okay. I think I see the cabin. There's the
The
cabin.
cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole.
Oh.
And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be.
Oh.
At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
I feel empty, don't you?
We're just like her, and she's just like us. We never should have left her. I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live.
I don't think that's an option.
Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
Never wanted to kill you, not really, but we can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put... Oh. She looks like Tabby? I don't know, yeah. I feel like this is as good as opportunity to we're gonna get to actually slay the princess. The only other time we've tried is like... Well, I guess no, we did it another time. The first time we like just went up and tried to stab her, and that was a really bad time. Now I want to free her? I know, right? It's like this is as good as opportunity as I feel like it's gonna give us to slay her. But I don't want to. It'd be interesting to see, though, if we actually, in this moment, can be successful at slaying her, if that ends the loop. I'm making a poll. save and do both. There's a poll. What do? In this game, I don't think I want to save Scummit. I think I would just go back and replay it. Hi, Sparkles! Also, wait, when is Adelaide yellow? Adelaide's yellow now? Is Adelaide just gonna be the rainbow by the end of the night? Given how this game works, I would do the other option to play through. Fair. There's a big ending. Okay. Now I don't want to slay her. I don't know, but also, like, I'm interested to see if we can. Yeah, it's currently tied. If anyone wants to vote on the poll, cut free or slay. Yeah, be a pride flag. Exactly. You can't break it against your moral code. Fair enough, Sparkles. You got a few seconds left to vote. It's currently tied. I feel like this is the best opportunity we're gonna have to slay her, but I don't necessarily want to. All right, make a decision. We tie votes on purpose to make an actual decision. Yeah, that's on track. There are consequences for both. Oh, I figured there's consequences. I'm gonna cut her free.
You devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming.
Oh, I didn't think about the narrator not letting us.
And that other thing is... You'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Ignore him. His words only confuse us. Just do it. You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm... Fine. Whatever. Cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
Ooh.
I think we are happy.
Oh.
Actually. We might not be a part of her, but being around her is almost the same. Almost.
Oh. There's not much of her left, is there?
I didn't think you would do that after everything. It's so cold without you.
There's the hands. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. That thing reeks of death. I don't want to look at us.
I'll see you on the other side. It's gonna be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice. A mercy.
Approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you do not need to see what's but you do not need to see what's in it. You've withered. Oh. Is that because we melted? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Yep, there she is. You're at the cabin. You need to see what's in it. Yeah. You needed to see what was in it. It's fine. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
Okay. Alright, I am still gonna do a... I'm gonna do a save just in case. Look, mods, you get fed today! Thank you for feeding the mods.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes.
It's interesting that there's still hands holding up her arms like before, but like she doesn't really have arms.
I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Anything makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. Oh. We could say we hate her. No, I think I'm gonna go with this one. No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
You know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me.
Okay.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
We figured out what you'll want when we're finished.
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay. This is interesting things, but I want to do the loop. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart.
Yeah, fairly healthy viewpoint about gifts. Yeah.
Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
Okay. Incoming loud noise. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
I was ready for it that time. Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, chat. What kind of path do we want to do? Dagger? No daggers? Different things? Whatnot? Contemplate. Let me know your ideas, because I'm going to hop up and I'm going to do a wiggle. Okay. Anywho. We're going to save the princess, slay the princess. What did we decide? Dagger, stabbing? Annoying the narrator and going stabbing is what the vibe I am seeing. Just killing machine? Okay. So we're going stabby. Got it.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I don't really want to click on the explore options for the narrator because the narrator thinks this is the first time, so they have the same responses. I'm gonna see if it will let me do this.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Yep.
Do you even know where you're going?
Yes. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's
There's the
strange.
cabin.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Okay. We're going stabby. Okay. Bring the knife. Turn around again. No. Sheesh,
That's
we're going.
great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly.
Okay.
A warning before you go any further.
Okay.
She will lie.
She will cheat.
and
She will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Maybe annoy next time? Okay.
Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you are a valiant and talented warrior. It'll be easy, so long as you stay focused.
Focused? Here? Huh?
We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
To the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
It's interesting. Like, I've noted this each time, and I don't think I voiced it. To do it right. So, like, the solution is to take the knife, I guess. You know, like, the correct path. Okay, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
The basement.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
That's different.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
I think it maybe did that one time around, didn't it? Earlier? Because the last time she just went, hello, who's there?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay. I'm just going to go down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I do find it interesting, though, like, this whole time that it's only just been the one, that there's two here, but this one isn't long enough to ever reach.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
You know what? That's probably the difference of the knife. Of her just saying hello is us. That was the time somebody came down here without the knife. The who's there was the, like, we had the knife. I think that's what the difference is.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Because we haven't brought the knife with us, I think, since the first time around for chapter 1. I'm actually not going to talk. Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm interested to see what happens if we just slay.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Oh, she looks so sad, though.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
I feel like we should have gone for the head, not the heart, but not.
Oh.
That's your response, just, oh, to being stabbed in the chest.
This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming, but I have to wonder.
I feel like I came back in and saw her laying here, but I don't think I connected the, like, because this looks familiar. I think I clicked back in and saw this. I'm gonna have to watch your VOD and see all the different stuff that you got. Yeah, I feel like we should have gone for the head.
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Absolutely not.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it?
The music
she
changed.
stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course not. That was way too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up.
How close to mine yours will get or not? Okay.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
I really don't think you should do that.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
Oh, there's definitely something they're not telling us.
I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Is there, though? Check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one.
Oh, no, we do. It looked for a second like we don't have the claws, but I think they're just around her neck.
We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait,
There's a pulse.
what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy.
Oh! Okay.
Quick, let's get out of here.
It's different, massively different? Okay. We'll definitely I'll have to watch it. Future viewers, Jessica Raven Blunt, go watch her stream. Do the thing. The teeth are so creepy.
It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
It's fine.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now.
Okay.
See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Now we should cuddle. Yes, totally. The razor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I already slew. Oh, this is different. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Definitely not, but I'll take your word for it for the moment.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know what I just noticed? The he's always capitalized, isn't it? I don't think y'all can see that because I'm blocking stuff. I guess I could be here, couldn't I? I've been blocking stuff, I'm sorry. It says it out loud, so hopefully you can still hear it, but I know I'm probably blocking words. We slayed?
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Voice of the cheated. That's a new one. Yeah, I'm realizing I think this is where we were last time, and I'm a goober, and I just totally forgot about that. So sorry. Sorry. No one said anything about blocking a few words. So hopefully it's okay.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Which I guess the reason I moved down below is that I was blocking her words that are here. But when it's just the narrator and us talking to ourselves, then I block the stuff there. Have we made notes of all the chapter titles and the voices we've seen? No, but we could probably make a list. We've seen The Broken a couple of times. We've seen the stubborn. We've seen the haunted. We've seen the smitten. And whatever the one we just got, the cheated. I think that's obviously the voice of the hero. We have the voice of the hero every time. And we've had... This is the Razor. We just had the Beast. We had... I don't know. I would have to go back and look at the other chapter 2s. I don't remember the other chapter 2 names. If anyone else remembers, I don't remember the other chapter 2s we've gotten. Damsel and Tower. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
That is true.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Alright, go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will
lie, she will cheat,
and
she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Raiders, perfect timing. I think I'm gonna be here. When the princess starts talking again, I think I'll move down here. Because I would rather not block her dialogue. Alright, jumping back in here. So, if any of you don't want spooky things or spoilers, we're jumping back in.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Okay. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Very interesting that the mirror does not match the aesthetic. It is consistently the same, even though like it's not there, but it's there.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, it doesn't move. It's just that solid. For reference, we see the mirror, but the narrator does not. We're gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
We're doing a stabby run.
It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
We've chosen, chat chose that we should do a stabby run for this loop through.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Alright, I'm gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Narrator could be lying. That is also true. The narrator could just be lying. But still, it's also weird too, because when we reach out, it's not there. It disappears.
Reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know. Nice manicure. Yeah, we have claws. There was also a loop through where it talked about us preening our feathers. So there was also a moment when we like were melty look. We've had some appearance changes, but the claws have stayed consistent. The thing that's really cool, it's really small, so I don't know if you can tell, but the cursor will change to hold a little dagger when we have the knife versus when we don't have the knife. Did a razor run, however, it was not how you started. Interesting enough. You're doing things differently, which is very interesting. Okay, also, y'all, if you want to see other versions of this, Jessica also did a playthrough of this on her channel. So if you want to see even more variation of pathways, apparently we've been getting different pathways. Actually, hold on. I keep forgetting to check. I was going to click into Steam. out of curiosity, we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different achievements so far tonight. I've gotten 10 achievements total, and there's 97 achievements in this game. So if you like replayability and achievement hunting, this is a good game. Also, I will say you can get this game in a bundle with another amazing game that these devs have made, which is Scarlet Hollow. And you can get both of them in a bundle for a discount, and this game also has a launch discount currently on it. No pressure. I'm just gonna maybe use my influencer powers to say, if you're okay with horror games, both these games are awesome. And also, did I mention all of this is hand-drawn, and it's really, really cool. The two things you like, achievements and shiny. Exactly.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Fair enough.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
Stairs are not up to code. Definitely not.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
This is definitely different.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Yeah, her voice sounds different.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
Mm-hmm.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
I like to trust you, but you're being suspicious right now.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little Birdface thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me.
Okay, so that's the first time she's called us Birdface. So we're some kind of bird thing.
I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She certainly feels threatening.
She's the imposter, yeah.
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
We have the option to? We do. I'm clicking on it.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room.
Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second.
But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
For reference, we have saved her one time. So this is, we have done that line of pathway.
Whose meat? Not ours, right?
Hers, at first. Then yours.
Hee.
How? What did she even hit us with?
You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with.
Yeah, we've technically saved her a few times. This is the first time we've gone stabby.
And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
You're going to die now.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark.
Oh, I clicked too soon. And you die. Chapter 3, The Arms Race.
You're on a path in the woods.
No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
I appreciate the voice of the cheating. Just get to the fucking point. Do not cut the arms race? Okay.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp. A constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Nobody. Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
We have the voice of the hunted again. The hunted's back.
Good. It's better that way.
And the voice of the
Without
stubborn.
a fight, no one can win. And if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
Do we have all the voices?
Great. So obviously you've already been here. How many times?
The only one we don't have... Well, we don't have smitten and we don't have broken?
This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
It's fine.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
It's also the mirror just there, not the door.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched.
We take it.
The cheated's not even giving us a choice. Are all these voices in our head? Yes? Yes. Technically, we kind of argue with ourselves.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Yeah, so basically, based on our choices, there's different other voices we've ended up with in our head. The narrator also has some mechanics as well. He's made us stab the princess before. So, yeah, what voices? They're totally fine. Where's chapter 3 tonight? No, we got a chapter 3 last time too. In the last loop, we got the wiggly trees. That was the wiggly trees when we were the forest. That was chapter 3. Yeah, they're often the you from previous loops. Yeah, that's a way to, yeah. So every time we've reset back to the first chapter, it's just the voice of the hero and the narrator, and then the other voices get added in as we make it through there.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
Okay. They're voicing this madness. It's fine.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now. That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
Yeah, because we only have the mirror. We don't have the door.
Walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
Alright. Approach the mirror.
Make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
Okay.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now. Guess it's time for us to see her again.
What kind of princess do we get this time?
Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Whee!
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Okay.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again. Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it.
Yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
She's loose, and she is coming for you.
It's
You're
fine.
gonna make me walk over to you, aren't you?
We run now, right?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
We're going to fight her again. We're going to have a stiff upper lip. Now we're going to hear her authority. We're going to occasionally surrender. Try and flirty with her. Just swords for arms. We don't. We're panicking. She wins by killing us, right? All these ideas suck. Think of something better.
That's right, we just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment she's across the room, blades flashing in the dim starlight.
She sees you.
I figured as much. Wolverine, more like Wolverqueen. Exactly. Hi, Sebastian. It's good to see ya.
Ow.
Yeah, ow.
What a surprise. We don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us.
Oh, now we have the skeptic.
Oh, a new one of us.
All right, we got a new voice. We have a skeptic.
I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead.
Oh,
That's
Broken's
all
here
we'll
too.
ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Oh.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
A lot.
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
Yeah, at least one of them's counting, right? I found my blind.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
That sounds like an awful idea.
We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting. Yeah, I'll pass on that.
As long as we keep moving.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, plan now.
Let's flirt. Yeah, it's perfect time for flirting, right? Oh, that's easy. I'm gonna try flirting with her. Flirt like your life depends on it. It doesn't, because maybe then we get smitten. I don't know. Doesn't work. She kills you again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
There's the smitten.
She skewers you.
You're cute.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything.
Oh, that's a new one.
Than I thought.
Okay, contrarian. We're keeping track of these voices?
What's the point? It's all the same.
There's the broken. Flirting doesn't work? Oh no, I know, right?
She skewers you.
Well, at least I think we possibly are finding an end, because this is definitely not chapter the end of different, and we're not going to the mirror. This is different.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Okay.
Okay, let's go again. Just panic. Flee.
Oh, now we have paranoid.
She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We're getting better.
Are we though?
Okay, yeah. That was a good one.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels.
The voice of the cold. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate that this is all the same person for all these voices?
She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
Also, I can't tell if this is implying that she has more blades or if the blade is moving.
We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time. That's all we need.
Yeah, her evolving. Her mouth is changing too. I guess that's just a different position, but
Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
an opportunist.
She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
There's a lot of voices. Mutually assured destruction. Chapter 4. We found a chapter 4.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take you from here.
We're just not even listening to the narrator. The cheated is now the narrator, apparently. Hi, Lonely. We just found a chapter 4. Yes, we're still going. Is it late? Oh, I guess it is kind of late, isn't it? No, we're going till we finish this. We're going till we finish this. Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of our own actions.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Okay. Interesting that sometimes it's referred to as steel claw, and other times it's referred to as blade. I don't know. We need to finish it, and then we can process, and I can think through things and whatnot, because...
Oh, what if? Throw it out the window.
Because I have ideas of things and whatnot, but I feel like I just need to see this through.
Over my dead body.
Because I know if we start hemming and hawing and different things and maybe this and maybe that, we're never going to finish. So I just need to know. We're going to go. Yeah, I'm also very interested to go back and replay this and see if we can go different pathways that get us these other voices that we just discovered.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
Because I think we've got pretty much every voice now.
Sure, I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
Yeah, because I didn't realize, like, I figured there was more voices that we hadn't seen with how many options there are, but there's a lot of voices. We're on the 4th right now? Okay.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them.
I like the cheated. I like the cheated voice.
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Yeah, I've lost track of what loop we're on. Yeah, cheated versus narrator. I like it.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that.
Okay.
I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
I don't know if I want to. Fred, do I like the dot. Yes.
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
you're going to say what she does. Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Yeah, now we want the narrator to do.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts.
Okay.
She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
She could still impale you.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit!
Exactly. Holy shit.
She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
Of course they are.
Yes, behold, the perfect woman.
Okay. For a moment, you thought the narrator's too appalled at what the princess was about to do and remained silent. Nah, the narrator's just annoyed at us. Junk is the stubborn voice. Yes.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
What window?
That looked painful. How is she still alive?
I don't know. She's casually, like, chewed her arm off multiple times and cut her hand off and, like, had blades inside of her legs. So, like, at this point, I'm just not even gonna question it.
Heart's still beating. That's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it. What just happened? It's so quiet.
Oh. This is like the original space. Him too?
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that indication your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but her blow finishes its arc. You're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, and you hear her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and the flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volation, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. There's another vessel. There's the mirror. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. Approach the mirror. What do we look like this time? You do so. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Very different than what you got? Okay. You had a bad group. Oh no. Did we pick up a portal gun? Sure. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
So many hands, oh my gosh. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I like to I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
You have thoughts on this vessel.
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Alright, so we're gonna go around once more. Okay. Ooh, not going back. Honestly, I think I'm okay. Unless that's a lie. Yeah. Incoming loud noise.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. Waiting for you.
Looney, that's not what I meant! Looney, thank you for the bits. That was the noise I meant. Everything goes dark and you die. You had to. Okay, fair. There was an opportunity. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
That got weird. I feel like a lot of this has been weird. Okay. Okay, here we go.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. Your silence is deafening. Fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Can we just keep turning around? Oh yeah, well I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go.
Oh, there's the cabin right there.
Something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't think this was actually going to go anywhere, but it makes sense that they would make a path that actually, you know, consequences of your action. The music did break.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
My gosh, the music. It's fine. We are facing our consequences.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
We did choose to do an annoy you run, so I think we're doing that. The poll did say annoy the narrator, so that's what we're doing. And also just in terms of like what other, I was like thinking of like what other like drastically different things that we could do.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies. You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
We went straight to chapter 2. We didn't even see the princess in chapter 1. Because we just annoyed the narrator. There's walls. There are walls.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Trees look like bars on a cage. Yeah. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
We got a different voice. We got the contrarian.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
I can't run away from the cabin that I'm just staying here in the woods forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely gonna slay that princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning.
The wall.
Before you go any further. She will
lie, she will cheat,
and
she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Maybe.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Well, we didn't even see the princess in the first one. Do we want to take the blade? Oh! Yeah, it's not lined up correctly. I keep forgetting that we can do this and make it move. Oh my gosh, yeah. None of it's lined up correctly. That's cool.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
If we're going for annoying the narrator, we wouldn't take the blade. The most horrific cabin you've seen anyway, totally.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
Are we, though?
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task. Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
How'd you lie?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
It's always worth a try.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Do we want to take the blade? Yeah, last time she became a sword skeleton, so I don't know if Princess really explains everything. Yeah. I feel like we should take it. Yeah, that is true. If we take the blade, when we've encountered her with the blade, she immediately becomes more hostile. And just because we don't enter with the blade doesn't mean we won't ever have the blade, because it has also fallen into us, and we've also gone back up and gotten it. Through the hole in the floor, there's not that option, unfortunately. Don't she sweet and innocent, the narrator's mad, usually. I'm gonna just enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Yes, I know we're in chapter 2. Our actions already have consequences. We have accepted this, and we're gonna regret all of them. But we also knew that going into this. So maybe it won't be easy to go back up and get it. It's fine.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
This is fine.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Yeah, I think we broke the universe just a little bit, Junk.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that?
We're gonna die?
That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin its day.
I'm going left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel.
Points if anyone remembers that moment of what I'm referencing for meme purposes.
The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Are we even gonna see the princess in this loop?
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. But I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit. Try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
I'm sorry I didn't realize I was here.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching you stare at me for a long, long time.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. I don't think she likes us. Wouldn't you be skeptical of someone stumbling in here if you were her? We lost ourselves the second we stepped into this place. I don't know how long she's been here, but I can't imagine it would be easy for her to trust anyone. Those eyes, though. They're so sharp.
Mm-hmm.
It's just deception. Don't buy into it. You can do this.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures, and where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again?
Have you been here before?
Yeah, just a couple times.
Should we tell him?
Nah, let him stew.
Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
Consequences.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Because that sounds like a great idea, right? We did have a retrieve the blade option. Getting down here was weird. Like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me?
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
Great question.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either.
There's more of you now.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place?
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
I want to know what answer we get to this.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
We get multiples?
You can call me Princess, if you'd like. Princess. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
None of them have names. How astute.
Yeah.
I told you she was untrustworthy.
Well, I know you're locked up down here for a reason. You know why you're down here?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Oh!
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do?
Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different?
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her.
Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
I'm gonna retrieve the blade if I can. Oh! It's not even separate options, it's just one click. It's not even giving it a separate things, it's just do something.
Wait, that's not right.
That was all of them.
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we were just clicking. Well, like, we picked the other ones, but was it highlighting all the stuff before and I just didn't notice yet? Was it there the whole time and I didn't notice it? That time I noticed it because it was highlighting all the stuff. I didn't notice it before because, like, it was still giving us the... It was? Okay. Because, like, when I clicked on the name one, it was still giving us name answers.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Yes! All of the above!
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
It's fine.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all.
Oh.
Falls apart?
Oh. Yeah, I can, Looney. I just keep forgetting to move it.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Please.
I'll do my best. There goes the vessel. Okay, so we didn't get chapter 3 this time. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You're nothing at all. Oh, that isn't right. Okay. There's like a bird form. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, then you see it. A figure. Faint and veiled in the shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. A raven, yeah. I figured we were a bird, because it said, she called us bird person, and we had the claws, but we weren't, you know, we had feathers, so we weren't like the dragon idea originally. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Destroy the mirror. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I figured we had limited questions. So I want to see... I was wondering if I ever get to see you. But are you something like me? I have so many questions for you. No. You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you fall, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Will I get used to the glass? No, probably not. You said she contains death. What is she?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. She's becoming capable, or she's capable of becoming what people believe her to be. Can't I just will her into something small? As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore. And as you were before, you couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's why I had to die.
Why did you make her a princess? That's who we are. That one I missed up top. Ooh. Who made me? Okay. I was made to do this single task. Who made me? What am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Oh. I don't know why a princess. If that one's still here. Ooh, are you part of me? Are you something else?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
Their work? I can move it somewhere else too. Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Yeah, I've been trying to move it back and forth. It's hard because you can't. I don't want to cover up the choices. And I didn't want to cover up the other ones. Versions of you. You've said that before, so I really was meeting different version of you.
You were, and it was by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world.
Ah.
But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Oh. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that?
It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread?
Are you asking me to spend my final moments psychoanalyzing you? She wound up a princess because you wanted her to be a princess. As to why, maybe she needed to be beautiful, important, above you, but on a level you could still approach. A herald of things to come. I don't know. Gods are supposed to be beyond comprehension. I really shouldn't try and anthropomorphize you like this.
Okay. The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
Okay. Say nothing and watch him end.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away. You know what you have to do.
There it goes. It's like, where's the last crack? The final fragment of glass shatters. You see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet. A vast and nascent? I don't actually know how to say that word. It is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. So we were gathering vessels for ourselves. Because we're the long dark. This whole time we've been bringing vessels to the long dark. To learn more about us. I like this revelation of this conversation. We are a god made up by a mortal to get rid of death. Yeah. Proceed to the cabin one last time. Because these are feathers, aren't they? We're looking through feathers. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Oh.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Oh my. Okay. I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Okay. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Okay. Yeah, the map's been shifted. Yep. There's so many boobs in this room. Yes, there's boobs and butts. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
I'm interested to go back and do this and see what happens if we try to because there was always the option to either destroy us or destroy them whenever we made it to them through the mirror. So many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave? You think I say in this? Let's talk this through. I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what is the point of me doing anything? Ooh. It even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have me lead to this moment?
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. the masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
I couldn't understand you then, but I think I understand you now.
You saw with a single pair of eyes what you needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them opening to what we are.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it.
Ow!
On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once. You learn to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you used it to rise above me.
You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
Stop the fight early and surrender. Guess this is a fight. But we can't die, though. I almost kind of just want to do silence. I know there's not a flirt option. Even if the journey was agony, the end gave the struggle meaning.
And even then, what we saw was not an ending. When I thought I had reached an unconquerable peak, you showed me how much further I could still climb.
Okay.
A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. You knew me, and I knew you, even more than either of us know each other now. And you chose to pull apart that weave.
So weird, because I didn't adjust the volume, y'all. That is the game that got louder.
But you did not choose to end me. We were still one, but we were also separate, and we were free. We were as we are. Will you excise that part of yourself now that you see me from yet another angle?
Yeah, the music's really good. Just to be safe, I'm gonna make a save. I miss what it was like to be together. We go back to it.
Though that was us before we were us, there is no turning back. For all the echo's delusion, he still managed to reshape reality itself. Though he could not destroy what could not be destroyed. We are intertwined, but we are separate. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
Yeah, because it's changing the princess here. I was blinded by emotion. We both know that.
We were both taken by the moment. It was how things are meant to be.
What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with? A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
Okay. You choose to live in... Yeah, that's fair. I don't fear death. Not anymore.
If you do not fear it, then there is no need for you to struggle against it. Let go. Leave with me.
I won't leave with you. Not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Are you starting to see? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I never wanted to fight you. How do we leave? Ooh. I want to, yes. But she's not, like, listening. Like, they're diminishing our perspective on stuff. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective. But you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Voice of the hero's back. Which hero are you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
I thought voices weren't allowed here.
Apparently that's not true. We can worry about it later.
Okay.
She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Okay. Ready.
Then let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
Huh? I think I did something.
Do you need me to describe things?
Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
Yeah, the windows. Okay. Oh, take the blade. Oh. What was the last one? Oh, enter the basement. Okay. It's funny. After everything he put us through, I'm kind of sad to see him go.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Taking the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
The basement.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Mm-hmm.
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And
No
there
chain.
you are, knife in hand. It really brings me back. Have you given up on talking? Have you finally decided to kill me? You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
The chains aren't on her. They're short. Are you the same? Are you the same as you are out there?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
I don't want to have to slay you, but I don't know what other options there are.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So, make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
If we're talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before.
Would resetting it do anything to help them? People out there? If you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
That why she doesn't have a name, because we didn't give her a name. Is there any other way?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
I don't want to forget you.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care, but it seems important to you.
We're gonna find ourselves back here eventually.
And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
Yeah, that's why she became an anime girl. She wanted to be, yeah. She does have a point. Okay. And let's do it again. I believe in us.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand, a fondness in her gaze.
Oh. I'll see you soon.
Hey, I love you.
Oh. It is a love story. As she stabs us. Oh my god, it does take us back to chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that
It literally does restart
cabin
us.
is a princess.
So... oh my gosh. I was gonna say, Jessica, you got like an ending, right? Is the actual question, is there an actual ending? I'm just gonna put this here. Actually, for my sanity, I'm gonna put it here too so I can tell. You got an ending, so that's why you're like, what? Y'all. Are we gonna have to keep playing this game? This game's so good! Hold on, I gotta check. Did we get what the achievements? Oh, there's an achievement to run out of answers on the mirror. Okay. Yeah, we definitely... Yeah, see where it takes us? Yeah, we're definitely, okay, y'all, the last time I looked at the clock, we were about almost at 4 hours streamed, and now it's been over 5. What the hell? Where'd that time go? Okay, let's do just a little bit here.
You're here to slay her.
To see if it's the same?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I think it literally started me over, because I wanted to see the explorers. It doesn't have the we've been here before. It literally started us over. Oh, that's so cool. It doesn't have the explorer options of like deja vu, whatever. It literally loops. It reset itself. That's so cool. I didn't get an ending, and now I feel like we should go through it again and try to get an ending. So we have 5 loops. Okay. Do y'all want me to play more of this on stream? Because, like, I know I'm going to play this whether I stream it or not. If you all want to see me loop through this again on stream, I will. Yes? Okay. Alright, we can contemplate, but I think we need to come back to this. I think we need to come back to this, but I'm going to do a little sign off here. Just for, I'm assuming I probably will put this on YouTube in the future. If you're watching in the future, holy butts, we're probably going to come back to this. Thanks for hanging out. We'll find out. You maybe in the future know if we do or not. So thank you for hanging out and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.